But the Double Eagle Mine, I bet if you went to his website, he's just got a landing page. I think it kicks you back to his eBay account. But you can see, he's got a 6.5 carat stone for $2,500. It's a really deep red. The really deep reds really tend to drive a high price per carat. And then he's got rough, these were just, $300 up to $2,500 was the biggest piece he had on there. That one's bicolor and 122 carats. And I have to tell you, in my 3 days at the Dust Devil, I watched a guy who worked there would go walk the parking lots, and he would come back with a stone that big every day. He found 3 stones while we were there, one each day, bigger than anything we found just walking through the parking lot. Because when they run their sorter, they run an optical sorter that uses a laser system to knock a lot of the stones out. About 20 to 25% of the stones end up in piles they let you go through and screen through. So even if it does get shut down to only screening, you can find some nice stones that way. We were out this year, it rained for 10 days straight, so you couldn't screen to save your life. But we found a couple just walking around. Next slide. These last 3 slides that Dalen sent me, and I asked him, because he's got some of the nicest stones I've ever seen, including the current, at least to our knowledge, the world's largest stone, and I got a picture of that. This is one that he carved. His website is Jim Stars, and it's spelled with a Z, jimstars.com. And he makes some gorgeous Texas star stones, but he's taken that Texas star cut to a whole nother level. I bought one for my wife for her birthday. But this is carved with another polar bear and a little cub coming out of a cave. And the detail that the man does is just unbelievable, especially when you meet him when he's almost 7 feet tall. It's set in platinum. And I'm not sure what the white stone is, but just gorgeous. That's a 202 carat carved stone. Next picture. This is a 355 carat stone that's freeform carved, and it's sitting next to a 1,090 carat stone. That the year before last, when we were up there, we'd go sit and listen to Don tell stories for an hour at night. And he told us the story of the man who found the stone. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Big Fish or not, but the character in that movie is Don. He's got to be. He's got more stories, and you just can't believe that they could really have happened, but I think they did. We drove out of town that day going, there's no way there was a stone that big just found on this guy's lap. And we stopped by a little rock shop, and the guy said, did he tell you the story about the big stone? And he goes, you want to see a picture? And so we saw the photo. I'm with Dalen another 9 months later, and I'm telling Dalen the story Don told me, and Dalen goes, do you want to hold it? I'm like, you mean you've got the stone? And he went, yeah, I'm getting ready to cut it for the man. So Dalen said I could share that he's getting ready to cut it, but nothing else, because he's told me about his plans for it. It's really cool. But the next slide, I think, is a picture of just that stone. So that gives you an idea how big the thing is. And that's Dalen's hands, which are twice my size.
That's about exercise.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's like holding a small red potato in your hand, that stone. And it's just amazing.
The bad thing, Zane Hoffman from Polymetric and I were out there, and we were digging. When we left, he went to where we were digging and found that stone the next day.
Oh, we've heard that before.
Oh,
it's the Vegas slot machine story, but even worse.
Oh yeah, it was even worse.
There's a great story. You may know the story about the gentleman that found it better than me.
Couldn't ask for anyone better.
Yeah, but evidently he was ill and had kind of been down on his luck, and just a really nice guy, and took the stone to Don. Couldn't afford to buy the stone for what it was worth, and Don practically gave it to him. In fact, I think he did give it to him for the fee, basically, or just super cheap shop. But that's currently the world's largest stone, and maybe we'll get Dalen here next year and he can show it to his car. So that would be a really interesting thing. It's just one of those things I've loved getting out. I love getting out and finding things and cutting them. And I love spending time with my kids. My son's 15 now, and I'm starting to drag him around the country with me. So I'm happy to answer questions, or we can go back to stuff and I'll answer in the videos. That's it.